What's good with you, family? This is your boy Big Rob coming at you live and direct from the Culture Studio. I hope everybody is well. Once again, I hope everybody is safe. You know what it is. You know what time it is. And yes, okay, yes. Let's go ahead and talk about where Rob has been. But first, before we get there, I want to go ahead and give a special shout out to the Culture Wear family. I want to give a special shout out to the Culture Wear crew, as well as a special shout out to the Culture Wear subscribers. I cannot forget y'all because y'all showed the brand mad love. I want to give a big shout out to those who came out to the pop-up shop last week and was representing, came out, showed out, bought some apparel. Big shout out to all of y'all that actually came out to support the brand. So www.culturewears.com. That's www.culturewears.com. Y'all know the address. Y'all know what it is. Top right, go ahead and hit the subscription button, and that way you are aware of all the new latest wear and gear as they come out. Do not forget www.culturewears.com. So a lot of people ask, yo, Rob, so what you been up to? What you been up to? Where you been for the last 8 months? Okay, y'all, so here it is. All right, so it's been a lot of travel, number one. You know what I'm saying? Got to pay the bills. So it's been a lot of travel. That's one. Also kind of getting the brand together. That's what I've been doing a lot of the pop-up shops. And a lot of them are not just here in Indy. Some of them are kind of north, east, northwest of Indiana. Some of them are in Chicago. So generally that takes up a lot of time. With the travel, kind of gathering the gear and going on the road. So that's kind of been the hindrance of being online. Of course, with some of the live things that you do as far as work, keeping the lights on, keeping the heat on, and all that stuff. So that's kind of what it is in a nutshell. That's all I've been, doing. So, and of course, you got family life. So I just appreciate many of you that are out there, a lot of the Culture Wear family, subscribers, supporters out there that's been showing the brand mad love even through the midst of all of life throws at you. So a big shout out to y'all. Once again, www.culturewears.com. So, yo, I want to get on here and give another special shout out actually of Patent Magazine. So we got a article that's coming out on Patent Magazine. Now, those of you that don't know what Patent Magazine is basically a magazine that's here in Indianapolis on the Indianapolis set that represents the culture, whether it be through art. It represents the culture of fashion. It represents the culture of hip hop. It represents it pretty much represents a lot of the, genre of music through fashion, through wares. And I was lucky enough to get asked and get pinned by IG to come on the scene and do a sort of a virtual interview. And in the midst of that interview, they asked me to come down and drop off, a few of our pieces that we have. One of the pieces which I was asked a question was, Rob, out of all of the pieces that you make, which one is the one that resonates with you? And y'all know what it is, family. Y'all know what resonates with me. It's basically Survive in America. And the reason why I chose Survive in America, because it speaks to some of the issues, the cultural issues that we go through as it pertains to, I would say, blacks, African Americans here, or Indian Americans, black Indian Americans here in the United States against the police brutality and the injustice of our people. So Survive in America is just a representation of that. That, out of all of the obstacles that we go through, whether it be through the injustice, the system in general, we have learned to survive America, and we still survive in America. So that question was asked, and, I wanted to go ahead and kind of put that out there. There was no hate. there was a lot of understanding actually from that interview, which I appreciate. And that's what the brand is about, right? The brand is about putting out information that many of us are not privy to. Some of the outsiders that are not privy to some of the struggles and the things that we go to and the injustices. I'm going to say a lot of people are privy to it because it's been going on so long, but it just creates awareness around this whole spectrum of things, right? So I had a excellent interview with Patton. Big shout out to Patton Magazine. I look forward to doing some more work with you. Also, I had an opportunity to meet one of my boys, actually Kenneth, my man, that does a lot of photography. So if you go on to the site, www.culturewiz.com, you'll see a lot of the new photos that's been uploaded to the set. We also got a lot more photos coming, family, so look for that. But you'll see a lot of the hoodies, a lot of the tees, a lot of the short sets, a lot of the joggers, things like that. That I went ahead and, kind of, started doing my own, runway, because to try to get models and things like that, it's a little challenging. So KP Photography, a big shout out to my man Kenneth at KP Photography. Look my man up. And I think the website, I'll go ahead and drop a link down here so that you can be able to link up with my man. So big shout out to you, Kenny. Appreciate everything you did. Appreciate everything that you've done, and a big shout out to you. Okay, so I want to talk about a topic that has been resonating with me for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and say this. I am an MC. Are you one too? I am an MC. Are you one too? Who's the rapper behind that? And I want to find out the illest rapper of all times. I'm going to say one of the illest rappers of all time. And I'm going to call him the illest rapper of all time. And the reason why I'm going to call him, because he's relevant, right? He's relevant. He is breaking the barrier to where a lot of people say that hip-hop is dead, but bringing back some of the old school elder rappers who are still relevant today, that is ill, that is nasty, that can throw and spit bars consistently and constantly. Ladies and gentlemen, my man KRS-1 is one of the illest rappers, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. The new album, I Am an MC, Are You One Too? Now, I'm not going to say I bought the album, when you can say, because, back in the days we had records, so I'm not going to say I bought the whole album, but I did buy the whole jam that was on iTunes, okay? I bought the whole jam that was on iTunes. I downloaded it in my phone and has been bumping it ever since. And one of the illest rappers of all time has just became one of the top rappers. Well, he was always top rapper in my book, but one of the top rappers relevant today that is speaking education to educate a lot of the new MCs that is emerging and evolving in today's, in today's music, in hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? And I think what it is that KRS-One he's underground. He's an underground rapper. And the reason why I say he's an underground, because the commercialized mainstream genre and the people who control that are not allowing rappers to throw out too much education to educate. And so when you are an underground rapper like my man KRS-One, who still throws down some of the illest raps that are relevant, that speaks volumes in education and awareness and self-awareness and consciousness. And that's why I say my man KRS-One is probably supersedes the expectations. But in everything that he did, even in the past time, let's go back to the 1980s, okay? Because we know where KRS is right now, but I want to go ahead back to the 1980s. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Bye-bye. Do y'all remember the bridge is over when there was a battle rap between MC Shan and KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions? It was just it was insane times during that times because it was sort of like the boroughs, the five boroughs going at it. So you had rappers going against rappers that would pull rappers out into battle rapping. And it was during the times when you would either or before, well, they'll say before the after the times when you would have someone, a knucklehead dude, into your class or into your school, and y'all want to go outside and y'all want to throw down. But back in the days, throwing down was battling. You did a battle rap or you did breakdancing battling. Y'all remember that time? It was before the scenes, like, even when Cool Herc was out. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 70s, Cool Herc was out. In the parks. There was dancing, there was beatboxing, there was the movie Breaking 2, Crush Groove. Well, when all of this was going on, and the reason why I'm mentioning it is because the culture has been around for decades. And the culture is what is a representation of what KRS-One is representing. That's why he said, it's not just hip hop. You are hip hop. You represent hip hop. And, there's a lot of talk today where you say, a lot of people say that a lot of today's rappers, and Professor Griff was one of the ones who mentioned it, was pretty much going down the line of the culture and the history of hip hop and where it's been and where it is now. And one of the things he mentioned was you're going to see today a lot of your rappers, would go from, the hip hop scene, baggy pants, etc., to now wearing skirts. And so we're starting to see a little bit of that in the hip hop world. And so when you listen to the Nas song talk about, hip hop is dead, there's a lot of relevancy to that. What he's talking about, what he means when he says hip hop is dead. But when you get some of these ill rappers that are coming back out on the scene, like KRS One, Cool G Rap, you know what I'm saying? LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying? Nas, I'll throw him in that era as well. Their message is it's so profound. You know what I'm saying? The message that they bring is message that sparks the interest of the conscious mind, because you listen to what they're saying, and you can relate to that from growing up to where you are and consciously where rap is right now. You feel what I'm saying? So I wanted to talk about KRS One, and I want to talk about from you, family. Why do you think that KRS One, Kenny Parker? Why do you think that KRS One is so relevant today in 2022 hip hop? Why? Why do you think, if any of you think, many of you may not, many of you may disagree with me, but do you think that we need old school rappers to come out? Because we still have a lot of conscious rappers out there. We got J. Cole. We got, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that he throw out, which is ill. You got Kendrick Lamar, which is another, ill rapper that drops a lot of Jews down. You got Nas, which big shout out to Nas out there, you know what I'm saying? Ultra Black throwing down with Hit Boy. You got Nas out there. You got a lot of rappers out there. Well, what I like to see, let me tell you what I like to see, and let me tell you the reason why KRS is so relevant, besides the education piece, you know what I'm saying? But if you remember, it's a legacy of hip hop that KRS One was able to drop. A legacy, right? My philosophy. Okay? That jam that he came out back in the 80s of My Philosophy was already teaching, okay, self-awareness and hip-hop culture, and why is it so important? The way that we look at the world. Why was that so important? How he dropped those Jews in My Philosophy. The perception, right? He was able to drop that information in lyrics, in music, and be able to rap about it. It was a story of the reason whys and the solutions behind those things that were going on early on in hip hop. Even some of his jams today, when you look at the new album, he's going back in history, talking about the 80s, well, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. He's talking about when crack hit the scene, heroin hit the scene, and how was it that they destroyed many of our neighborhoods and our communities. He KRS-One is just one of those ill rappers that is a teacher. He's not just a rapper; he's a teacher. He's an experienced philosopher, a poet. He's just one of those rappers that really care about today's hip hop and where it's going, and why is it so important to change the way new rappers think. Okay, so big shout out to KRS-One. Big shout out to Boogie Down Productions. My man is still going strong, and I want to also give a big special shout out to, may she rest in peace, MC Melody, which was KRS-One's late wife, who died, I think in the early 2000s. I think it was 2014 or 15, I believe. But she was a huge influence behind KRS-One as well. A lot of the queens out there are the influence. There are the king makers. So I want to give a big shout out to her, but also a big shout out to KRS-One. We thank you for everything that you guys, everything that KRS-One was able to do, everything that he talked about. And why is KRS-One so feared in battle in the battle genre, right? Why is KRS-One so feared as a battle rapper? Nobody wants to test KRS-One. Nobody wants to battle him. Is it mainly the respect that people give KRS-One? They respect him, so they don't want to battle him? Or is it because he's one of the illest rappers, and he would probably cut you up, sew you up, and spit you back out? You know what I'm saying? So why? So answer those questions for me, family. Let me know why KRS is so relevant in today's hip hop. I want to know why. Why is he so relevant in today's hip hop? And I think we probably have a continuation of this discussion, because I'd like to have some guests on the show too, as well, on the Culture Channel show, to discuss, KRS-One's relevancy in 2022. I think is a good topic. I think the discussion is a good discussion, and that we need to talk about it. I'm an MC. Are you one too? The album that came out. I think I've gotten every KRS-One album. Even the KRS-One Shock album I got, and I think that was the latest before this one. But just to listen to the bars and to hear my man spit. Hey, yo, bro, it's insane, and it's genius. My man is still a genius to today. So big shout out to KRS-One. All right, family. So that's all I got. That's all I wanted to talk about. www.culturewares.com is the address. www.culturewares.com is the address. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments. Go ahead and hit that subscription bell, and that way you are aware as soon as there's a video that comes up. So I'm going to be on the set on the Culture Channel. We're going to be doing some topics. We're going to be talking about some things as new developments come out. Especially, I want to talk about and have a continuation of KRS-One, because I know there's some tracks. I love all the tracks on the new album. All of the tracks on the dance track. You know what I'm saying? I love all the tracks on the new album, because my man is also paying homage to old school hip hop. So, you know what I'm saying? I can't call it. But yo, family, that's enough for me. I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody stays safe. Big shout out to Patton Magazine. Big shout out to you, the Culture Wear family, subscribers and supporters out there. One love, one culture, and we out. Peace.